So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's do better underscore fitness, and that's for my work one, and our car one is watch underscore German underscore cars.
Okay, so our referral code for Instavolt charging, this will get you £5 off your charge, is small e, big Q, big P, big Q, and small p. Hi guys, exciting news. So finally we've got actually a lot of new information. I know we weren't so impressed with the GLC information so far, but now they've said there's going to be different variants of the model. So maybe this information that is not much better than the current EQ C400, maybe that's an entry level. Higher levels will be a lot better. They're showing quite a lot more performance, better battery capacity, better range. So let's get a little bit into what we have found out. So they're saying the launch is going to start in Munich at the auto show, and we're looking at prices starting around 65,000 US. You can just adjust that accordingly to where you are located. And then we're looking at a larger battery as well, so that's awesome. Cargo space is pretty decent, 570 liters. Towing is awesome, so it can actually tow 2.4 tons, which is 5,291 pounds. So that's really good because I know once in a while even we've had to tow, and it's just something that happens sometimes, I suppose, but it's handy to have. The battery, they're going to have different options for the battery depending on which model you pick. So 94.5 kilowatt hour. It's an NMC pack, and that's on the upgraded one. And if you go for a base model, it's a LFP battery. So those are great. So they've got longer longevity, really. They're not going to charge as fast, maybe at the top side. And then range is improved. That's what I want to know, right? So 400 miles WLTP, and that is 300 miles EPA. The EPA I think is a little bit more important because it's a little bit harder of a test. So that's great. So that's what I think all vehicles need to be at least 300. They're going to have a rear wheel drive base, so single motor. They're going to have a 4MATIC with dual motor. The 483 horsepower in that one. So this might be an upgrade on top of the one I showed you last week. Front motor has been redesigned to help with a little bit more drag coefficients. And then they're going to have an AMG variant, like I said last week, in 2027, and that is going to be using the axial flux motors, and that's going to be 600 horsepower and over. And we're looking for transmissions now. So transmissions, we're looking at a 2-speed gearbox, which is new for them. Normally they just have the single speed. So they're doing this to get better highway efficiency and a little bit more speed. So that's great. Acceleration, we're looking at sub 4 seconds. So that's awesome. That's what I really want to see. And then as a bonus, they're also saying they're going to have better turning circle. Dug a little deeper, and I found out they're going to have a rear axle steering in this one. So that's great. So that reduces the turning circle to less than 37 feet. And that's awesome. And then the battery, because now they've done the CLA to the 800 volts. And in that one, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but watch my video. But I do talk about, I'm one of the few people to talk about this, that car cannot charge on 400 volt architecture. It can only do 800 volt. So I think that's pretty important. But this GLC can. So they're actually going to use the 800 volt, which I'm kind of excited about. I think all vehicles should go that way. I know it's more expensive, but it's going to be more beneficial. So because of that, they're upping the charging speed to 320 kilowatts, which is so awesome. So because of all these new facts, now it's going to beat the current EQ C400 in every single stat, basically. And for me, that is what is important when you're spending this much more money on a new EV. So I'm very happy about that. It's going to get better range. It's going to be towing better. It's going to have the 800 volt architecture. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. I might see if I can get to the Munich show. If I can make you guys a video, and then I will also see about maybe ordering one. We'll see if I can actually do it through work. If I can do it through work, then I can write off the tax. If I can't, if I buy it as an individual, I'm not sure if I would. Just because I know the EVs are going to depreciate so heavily, and I don't know, I'm getting sick of losing so much money on my cars. Now I'm starting to get to that mindset where I think you should buy used, because I know give it like 2 years, it's going to be half the value. But okay, we'll see what happens. So they have already cold weather tested this. This is why I think the ones they're doing now are going to be a little bit better than the current one what I've seen. They already did the Swiss Arctic tests, so that's negative 22 Fahrenheit. That's amazing. So since it can do that, it should be fine for wherever you're living. Also, this is going to be using the triple screen that you've seen in some of the new Mercedes systems, so which is awesome. And I was told that it's going to be supporting like Disney Plus and Netflix and streaming services and gaming systems as well. So that's fun. They may be also introducing this one with LiDAR. That's going to be a first for Mercedes, and this is because they want to get to their level 3 autonomy. So that's a maybe. So good news. And then I was also told that they're going to be borrowing some S-Class suspension for this vehicle, so it should be very comfortable with adjustable dampening. And then the rear steering, I did tell you guys it's going to be less than 37 foot for dual full circle, and that is because the rear steering can turn 4.5 degrees. That's pretty big. Hopefully this video has helped you guys, and now you know more about what's coming with the Mercedes GLC, and maybe you want it, maybe you don't. If you're looking at some other vehicles that are similar or larger than this one, have a look at the Cayenne Electric, and I've got a video in my caption below this video, so you can just click on that and it'll take you right to it. Okay, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye!